Now, may I quickly say this? Now, excellence responds to one thing. The first thing it responds to is a transformed mind. And that is the summary of everything that excellence responds to. And this is what I mean by excellence. Doing the ordinary thing in an extraordinary way. Not necessarily being the best at all times and in all that you do, although it means being the best. But beyond that, it means everything you have to do and everything you are to do, you are not short of anything when it comes to preparation. And when it comes to you making deliveries, you deliver according to expectation per time. Not necessarily flashy delivery, not necessarily spectacular delivery, but you always meet the target every single time. That is what I mean by excellence. So this is it. Let's take academics for an example. If you want to be excellent in your academics, especially during examination and test period, there's one thing in response to delivering high level results and meeting all targets when it comes to assessment. And how do you meet that? Me, I know only one way. Read everything and only stop reading when you are sure there's nothing more to read. Read everything that exists and only stop reading when you are sure there's nothing left to read. That's the only way I have found. Ah, when I was still doing my undergraduate studies and even my master studies, I for my master studies I had taken it a little bit relaxed. When I was doing my undergraduate studies, I would start reading by 4 p.m. in the evening, and I would only stop by 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. when I am very tired and I need to sleep. Because I always sleep. Oh, yes, I would never advise anybody to read all night and go to the exam more directly. Now, the reason I would read for that long is not because I have not read it before. I have actually read it, everything that we have been taught. I have read it and I've finished reading everything. But at 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., I will read everything over and over and over again, no less than 4 times. Yeah, the minimum I would ever do is 3 times, and I will still not be convenient with it. So I will do one in the morning before going to the exam hall. The reason I am doing 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. is because I am done reading. The final part I want to read and memorize, I have written out everything. So I will keep revising from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. to 1 a.m. By the time it is examination, probably 2 days later or the following morning, I honestly will never be stressed because the very thing I am going to be asked, I have read it before and I have revised and read it over again no less than 5 times from the beginning to the end. Oh yes, that's my recommendation for any student. Read it over. I know it is voluminous. That's the issue. So you should have started reading a long time ago, and you need to start reading a long time. But if there's no long time to read, then take it long. Take it long. Yeah, take it long. Take it long, and then rest a lot. I really have never been somebody who was stressed by examination. Now let's take it to business. When people are sleeping, you wake up and you do two things. Number one, you pray, and number two, you think. You will think about every possibility, you will outline everything you intend to do, and you will keep thinking and brooding on it. That is meditation. You will keep meditating on it because there are certain ideas you will keep finding, there are certain flaws you will keep finding as you keep thinking. If you just thought of the idea and you lost it immediately, you will almost face a very bad receptance. But when men slept, the enemy came. That was what the scripture said, and plant tears amongst wheat. Now, when men sleep, you as a business owner, you as a creative person, should get up, pray, and meditate. That's how it works. To develop the ability for the best, you have to manage your time. There are so many things we do that actually waste our time. I'm not saying you should start living like a hermit that only focuses on work. No, 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 no. When it is time to play, please don't combine playing with studying or combine playing with thinking. Play like your life depends on it. Ah, that's what we I would recommend. If you have 4 hours to play, to laugh, to watch movie and rest, do not think about anything work in that 4 hours. Now, if you have 8 hours to think, to pray, and to meditate and to plan, don't let play come into that 8 hours. That is it. That's how it works. Excellence is such that you are prepared on all sides. Now, between preparation and delivery, be sure that what you are going to deliver, you are prepared to deliver it at least 3 times. For example, if I am ever going into an examination hall, that thing I am reading, I have finished reading it at least 3 times. If I've not done 3 times, I'm not talking with anybody. Nobody is saying, no, I'm not the love of your life. So why should you talk to me? When it comes to finalizing and delineating a business plan, I have spent more time thinking than acting. Because when it is time to act, it is what I have inside me that I will produce. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the abundance of the heart, we perform as well. Now, if I am going to deliver a speech for just 30 minutes, I will prepare for at least 3 hours. That is 3 times the amount of time I have to use to deliver. So if you have an examination that is 4 hours long, prepare for 12 hours minimum. If you have a business that you intend to run for 4 years, think like your mind is, be obsessed with what you want to do. Be obsessed with the level of results you want. If you don't give your heart to it, you will never find it. See, this is it. If you give your heart to something, it will give itself to you. If you give your heart to a person, the person will most likely give his own heart back to you. That is the principle of communication, and that is what makes people say they are serving them heartbreak when they fall in love. Communicating a lot with one person means you begin to share details, you begin to share things, and over time you begin to get intimate. You have given yourself to the person, and the person is giving himself to you. It works with human beings that way. It works with everything you have to do that way. If you give yourself to your books will give itself to you. If you give yourself to planning in your business will give itself to you. You will think about a thing to an extent that you will go to sleep and you will dream about it. And everything you have seen in the dream is not necessarily clear, but there's one part of the dream you will never be able to forget. And when you bring out that part and think about it, you will find an advantage for your business. Simple as that. Let everything you want to do fill your heart. Be so engrossed with it that nothing else can take you away. I don't like this example, though I would like to share it. So in my final year on campus, I was in a relationship and things were going relatively fine, but I had an examination and the examination was for bioinformatics. And that was one of the most feared courses at that time. Now, I schooled in Oye Ekiti where there was no light. I had my course material on my phone. I had not printed it. I had less than 10% of my battery there left. There was no power bank. There was no light. My lamp was also down, my reading lamp. It will still be enough for me to read for a while. Plus, I have prepared, but not well enough. Suddenly, at about 7 p.m., there was light, and everybody who had gathered together outside playing, because of course there was no light in the whole community, everybody dispatched to their room to go and charge and to go and read bioinformatics. The lady I was in a relationship with came and decided, of all the things she could take, she decided to take my phone charger. My material is on my phone. You are taking my charger. It shouldn't be that way. There was no way I could say it. There was nothing I could use to defend myself, but she was hell bent on taking it. It was as if Satan just decided to borrow her for that day, and failing bioinformatics is not an option. Yet I was not fully prepared. I had to choose the option of offending her intentionally to get what I needed. And in the course, I think I had the highest, second highest course. Second highest score. Then the highest score was a B, 67. The second highest was also a B, 64. That was my score. There was no A in that course, to the best of my knowledge, none. Because of what I wanted, I had to offend somebody to get it. My dear friends, how it is just to show you that if you really want a thing, go hard on it. I learned that Steph Curry, the basketball player, would play 500 shots every day, and when he has to play a game, maybe he shoots 30 shots. But for him to be able to shoot 30 accurately, he has shot 500 every day. Which means if there are 3 days he doesn't have any game to play, he would shoot 1,500 shots accurately just so that he can shoot 30 accurately during the game. If you want excellence in a thing, give it your best. I mean your very best. Oh, give it your whole being. Let it fill you up like a possession. If a spirit possesses a human being, it will do everything to corrode that person until that person begins to talk and think and express himself like the spirit. If you want excellence in anything, let it fill your heart. That's how it works. And do more in preparation than in delivery. This is what I will charge you with, dear friends. Whatever it is that is ahead of you that you want to be excellent in, give it your best. Give it your best. Give it everything you can. You may be limited in the things you have, but ensure that even within the scope of your limitation, nothing is holding you back. And I simply ask that the Lord will strengthen your heart, strengthen your hand, and strengthen your willpower to ensure that you will give everything it takes to be excellent at what you do. The Lord bless you, my wonderful people. Have a good night rest. See you tomorrow at prayer time. And be sure to remember, excellence is non negotiable. The righteous man must be excellent. The righteous man must be excellent. The righteous man must be excellent. It is non negotiable. The righteous man must be excellent. You must be the best. You must give the best. There's always room for you at the top. You are to be the head, the decider, the deciding factor, the rate limiting step at all times. At all times. Let me share this before I end the recording. When I was doing my PhD, I ended it just a few months ago. The school said to be able to graduate, you should have 2 Scopus Index publications. I'm sorry, because I am righteous, I can't do 2. As of now, I think I have given the school 11. Yeah, when I was to fill the graduation list and the number of publications I have, I actually presented 11. I could have presented more, but they are still under review and they have not been published yet. I could have done between 13 and 17. They asked for 2. The righteous man must be excellent. The righteous man must be excellent. The Lord be with you. The Lord has called you blessed, and I call you blessed too, in the name of Jesus. Have a good night rest.